Game one, we got 0, serve 0. Point. 1, serve 0. Short, short.
Welcome back.
Second
We're here
serve.
for the women's first semifinal match. This is the women's only WPH Pro Stop. This is the lovely Tracy Davis taking on the girl next door, Bailey Chandler. Bailey Chandler attending the U, Missouri State University in Springfield, Missouri, learning the game under her coach, Dr. Tommy Burnett.
Point.
There's a miss hit from Tracy.
1, serves 1.
Scores 1-1.
Short.
It's Bailey Chandler as we welcome
Second
in
serve.
top 5 ranked pro, Sean Lenning. Sean, it's great to have you here with us.
Good to be here.
Point.
Amazing left-hand kill shot from Bailey Chandler. Sean, have you had the
2,
opportunity to
serve
watch
1.
Bailey Chandler at all?
I did. In fact, I played a warm-up game yesterday.
Okay.
And
Point.
yeah, she hits the ball a ton.
3, serves 1.
With both hands.
But so does Tracy, so this should be a good one.
Point.
Tracy's prone to some really strange hand airs, Sean. You've seen Tracy
4, serves
near
1.
the top of the women's rankings for a couple of years now, but she still has those airs that creep into her game. Not sure if it's a matter of her not watching the ball into her hand or
Side out.
just maybe going for the wrong shots.
Maybe she's still adjusting to the full
1, serves 4.
That was a great shot by her. Did you catch that one, Dave?
Yeah, I did. I see it all. Sean, we've got our list here of strengths and weaknesses here for both players. And certainly the strength that Tracy has is her serve. She's got the best serve in the women's game.
Side out.
I think our statistician worked it out mathematically, Tracy. That gives her a slight
4,
advantage.
serves
with all
1.
these,
That's true,
pros and
but it
cons
is
here.
Bailey with the intangibles. We don't really know what intangibles measure, but we know that they're on the sheet.
It's stuff you can't put down on paper.
It's true. It's hard to quantify.
I guess that's why they're intangibles.
Side
Yeah,
out.
Bailey-
Bailey is a little bit younger.
Is she?
Both ladies have played a match
1,
earlier this
serves
morning.
4.
Tracy also playing doubles. Tracy, 33 years of age. Bailey Chandler in her early 20s.
Point.
Sean,
2,
you're still in
serves
your
4.
mid-20s, so you can't really relate to the early 30s. There's a slight difference, particularly in that second
Point.
match in the same day. And for Tracy, her third.
3, serves 4.
Tracy also playing doubles here.
And who's her partner?
She's playing men's A doubles with Jen Saunders.
Scrappy player. So watched
That's
her
true.
play. A lot of hustle.
4, serves 4.
Scores 4-4 here.
Tracy's getting some good power here. Oh, she's been working out, getting strong.
Point.
Tracy hits that corner perfectly. Tracy is
5,
the
serves
defending current three-wall women's national champion. Took out six-time defending champion Megan Michaelos. Huge win for her. Tracy also has 7 national one-wall singles championships.
Side out.
Huh? Went for it there. That was good. Shot by Bailey.
4,
Bailey has
serves 5.
tremendous upper body strength. You saw her roll that ball from about chest height with her right hand.
Side out.
There's an air. Tracy using the walls well here early in
5,
this
serves
first
4.
game. Just to update
Point.
Sean on the the other divisions, it was Luis Moreno
6 serves 4.
defeating Danny Perez in the men's
Short.
open semifinal. Came back from a first game loss to win
Second serve.
the second and third game, actually winning the tiebreaker 11-0. Will face his good buddy Abraham Montillo in the finals tomorrow morning. That will be on the webcast just before the women's final. Right now, Sean, it's all about the women. This is what the women want, and this is what they've got.
Point.
They've got the marquee. They're being featured here at the Tucson Racket Club, and
7 serves 4.
as they should be.
Now, did you drive here, Dave? Because there wasn't one parking spot.
Actually, I had my chauffeur just drop me off right in the front.
Wow.
He's on call.
8
that
serves
work
4.
That works out well. Yeah, I just shoot him a quick text. He's here within 30 seconds. If he's not, he's fired.
He's like, what's that guy from Pulp Fiction? Harvey Keitel.
I wouldn't get it anyway because I haven't seen it.
The wolf.
Okay. You see
Point.
Bailey diving. You don't see much diving in the women's game. You see Courtney diving and somehow
9
ending
serves 4.
with her feet facing the back wall and front wall.
It's the Courtney flop. I love
True.
seeing it. I wish she was here to
Side out.
show it off a bit.
We've got a lot of highlights of those, and those are available on
4 serves 9.
Highlight.
the WPH bloopers. Just go to the handballstore.com and pick up your copy today.
Side out.
Nice shot by Tracy there. Caught Bailey a little flat
9
footed.
serves 4.
The sounds you hear in the background, Sean, are the weights being put onto the
Side
bench
out.
press. Upstairs here at the Tucson Racket
4
Club, Sean,
serves
is
9.
the free weight room.
How much are you benching these days, Dave? I think everybody's knows that.
Not very much. Blame that on a bad shoulder, although I don't think that has much to do with it.
Let's see what she does with this.
Side out.
What did she do wrong there, Sean? I mean, clearly a complete shank off the bottom.
9 serves 4.
Well, I'm going to look closer next time, I'll tell you.
Okay. Looking for an answer there, but that's okay.
Short.
She
Second
might have
serve.
got planted a little too soon. I just saw her. You really want to float at that back wall shot. It's a dance. You don't want to be sitting and waiting for it, which is a common mistake a lot of players would make.
I'm actually writing all this down. I hope everyone at home is as well. It's excellent advice.
Well, that is good advice.
I
don't know if
I,
it's
I actually agree, and I'm not.
That's a good one by Tracy. No call.
It's strange, Sean. You very rarely see an avoidable call. If you do, it's followed by a long argument and explanation, which is really unnecessary. It's just merely a call.
Side out.
She elects to take that ball with her left. She must.
Time out. First time out.
You know, maybe she's struggling right-handed back wall. Didn't see her flub that last one.
It seemed like she moves her feet quite a bit better with her left-hand shots than her right-hand shots. She's in sort of a habit right now of being flat-footed, hitting the ball with her right hand. This is our first time out here. This is the WPH Women's Only Pro Stop, sponsored by Echelon. This is David Fink, joined alongside top 4 world-ranked pro Sean Lenning. Sean's just sort of hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Was able to pull you off the front row there of this women's match to come in here and talk about it just a little bit. Right now it's been pretty much all Tracy Davis in the early goings here. Tracy's the number 2 seed, taking on the number 3 seeded Bailey Chandler. You see Bailey coming into the court here between the timeouts. Shen, you see a lot of players go in the court and just sort of bounce the ball to themselves and hit it. When you're warming up and when you're practicing, is that something you like to do, or do you actually like to go in there and hit the ball back and forth to yourself? What is it that you like to do, Sean? Prepare yourself for a match and also during your practice sessions.
sometimes a nap beforehand.
Okay.
It's in order.
Right.
But generally, I have attention span of a gnat, so I just always warm up different. Maybe throw it a couple times, run and
Put that
chase
time
it,
in.
things like that.
You
I don't
got-
really have a systematic way of warming up personally.
4 serves 9.
Just because I'm just not that type of person.
I like to see players go in there and actually work on shots that they'll have in a match. So maybe
That's
throw
going to be different. Yes.
could be.
Side out.
But yes, you're never going to go on the court and be able to bounce the ball to yourself and hit it. So I
9,
figure why not
serves
go on the
4.
court, toss the ball off the front wall, work on moving your feet near the point of contact, work on your shots that way.
Makes sense. I'm going to try that next match.
Okay. I know you have a big doubles match coming up tomorrow, so you'll have an opportunity then.
Point.
I like to play Friday during a tournament and take Saturday off
Mm-hmm.
and play the finals on
10
Monday.
serves 4.
That's actually what they do in tennis. They do take a day off between
Yeah.
matches at their big events.
Yeah, this is ideal.
Point.
Power from Tracy again. She set her feet up nice there. Her back wall has gotten a lot better.
11
She
serves
first
4.
started coming down to Tucson.
That's right. Tracy moved to Tucson about a year and a half ago, and her four-ball game
Point.
was really elevated.
12 serves 4.
A lot of that has to do with her drive to get better. She really wants to become a top player.
It's true, she loves this sport. I mean, she would never come out and
Side
say it,
out.
Sean, because Tracy's one of the sweetest and most humble athletes you'll ever meet, but you have to think she pretty much accomplished everything she could accomplish in one wall. She won the national championship
serves
6
12.
consecutive years. There was really nothing more for her to do. I think she's now setting her sights on the 3 and 4 wall game, trying to
Side out.
take her game to the top of those two codes of handball. We
12
saw her
serves 4.
winning the 3-wall nationals this year.
Two bounce, two bounce.
This is
Point,
kind
good
of her
call.
last chapter.
Point.
I mean, this is what she needs to accomplish now.
13 serves 4.
That's
Her
true.
mind on it.
We saw it was Tracy and Courtney who had such great battles over the last couple of years, Sean. It's now Tracy who surpassed Courtney. Interesting because Courtney's the younger of the two. Generally, you see the
Side
younger
out.
player sort of breaking out of that rivalry, but it's
4
Tracy
serves
who's
13.
rededicated herself to the game, and Courtney who's a little bit injured and not as focused on handball right now. And it was Tracy beating Courtney badly there in the finals of the Jake Plummer event in Idaho. Tracy lost in the quarterfinals at the U.S. Open.
Point.
Not a good result for her, losing to Samantha England. That was
5
with the white
serves
ace.
13.
I know you know, Sean, that there's a huge difference between playing with the white ace and the hardball.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Screen. Screen, screen.
You'll hear a lot of people say, any ball, any wall, the best
5-13.
player is going to win, but it's not necessarily true. I mean, there's definitely a different style of game that these ladies play with the white ace compared to the red ace. And that's not me making excuses for anyone, that's just a fact.
Side out.
I know, Sean, when you went to Ireland in 2007, you played with the Dunlop Challenger ball.
13 serves 5.
I'm sure that played a lot differently than you were accustomed.
Yeah, well, it's a heavier ball. Real slow game.
Point.
Kind of cold for it too. It's just a different thing. So the any ball, any wall thing is just kind of a silly statement, really.
To me, it always has
14
been.
serves 5.
Yeah, I definitely have my preferences, for sure.
Just to use you as an example, Sean, you beat Tony Healy at the NYC event in 2007 in a great 11-9 tiebreaker. The very next week, you went over to Ireland
Point.
and played him with the slow ball in the cold courts, and
Timeout.
he beat
Second
you
timeout.
pretty easily. So
Yeah.
you can see just the difference there. Certainly not to say that maybe it would have been his day that day anyway, but obviously the ball and the conditions make a huge difference.
Yeah. You're seeing Bailey taking a lot of balls from left hand. Normally, I'm not a fan of overplaying your offhand, but seems to be working for her.
do you
left.
feel like did you guys beat her in
Kind of
double?
blocking Tracy out of some volleys, setting up with her left.
That's
I'd
something
like to see
you
him
see.
keeps it up.
Something that you see Emmett do a lot is using
Yeah.
his body position, using his left hand to actually block you out, which
Yeah.
is a smart play. But I don't like taking balls
Huh?
that you could have had with your strong hand,
Hold
with
on.
your opposite hand, just because you would have had to move a couple of
Yeah.
extra feet.
Yeah, exactly. But when it's, that's a great reference to Emmett there. That's exactly what he does. Pretty effective. Bailey was kind of doing that for a while too.
Huh?
Yeah,
Time in.
especially set up front, you know, if your guy's on your right side, just take him with your left, sprawl out, and
Right.
they can't really call a hinder because you're in bad position. It's your own fault.
That's right.
15 serves 5.
Bailey looked so sharp in her quarterfinal match today, and it's been Tracy Davis completely taking
Point.
Bailey out of her comfort zone here, pushing her from side to side, overwhelming her with power.
16 serves 5.
And as a result, she's leading comfortably here, 16-5. You see both women, Sean, wearing their WPH jerseys with their name on the back. Now, even though you're not a pro player, you can still have a WPH jersey with your name on the back. Just go to the handballstore.com, order your official
Side out.
WPH jersey. And if you do want your name on the back, Sean, there's also a feature
5
that
serves 16.
allows you to purchase that as well.
Maybe I can get it.
Sean, that's
Point.
not something you have to worry about. You've got a number of pro jerseys with your name on the back. You've been a pro for almost 10 years now.
I think I've had 3 total.
Okay,
I
so
might
I said a
see
number.
those.
That's a number is anything more than 1. I was right.
Point.
And you see Tracy actually facing the front wall there when she hit that ceiling shot. Needed to turn a little bit more.
Yeah.
Probably
7
should have taken that
serves
shot with her
16.
left hand.
Yeah, she looked like my Grandpa Bob there.
Yep.
Turn his feet.
Maybe you
Face
could
the front wall and paddle it. That's what he likes
Point.
to do.
That's a great kill from Bailey with her left hand. Maybe you could explain
8 serves
why
16.
Bailey's hitting a Z serve into Tracy's strong hand here, Sean. I don't really understand that play.
Point.
You gotta wonder. But
It's
we'll
worked.
see.
She scored the
9
last
serves 16.
2 points, but
Sometimes just something different, period, is good enough.
okay.
Support picks it up. And a lot of players, let's not forget, aren't used to returning the ball to their strong hand.
Point.
A lot of times they can't return it this way.
Very true. See a lot of players try and go offensive just because they're returning the ball with their
10
strong hand, and they're
serves
in such
16.
poor court position with their opponent in front of them in the server's box that those kill shots don't really work.
Point.
And now it's Bailey who's proving why she's
11
serving
Well,
this
this is
Z serve.
this is the best serve I've ever seen in my life, Dave.
That's why I'm sitting in the play-by-play
Point.
chair.
Yeah, I would have actually told her to go to this serve
Okay.
after the first game if she lost.
12 serves 16.
It's now Tracy, Sean, who's completely lost her concentration. Just as you see with virtually every handball match she ever played, it's
Side out.
the player controlling the center of the court that's scoring the points. It was Tracy that was camped out in the service box area
16 serves 12.
during the opening 16-5 run, and now it's been Bailey who's been able to maintain that front court position. Not a good return here. And I'll tell you, I don't like
Point.
that play there from Bailey, Sean. She gives a huge back wall setup and just stays back there, hangs back.
Yeah.
She needed to move in there, put herself right on Tracy's
17
hip.
serves
Yeah,
12.
you need to dare her to pass you there. It's much easier to go after a passer than a weak kill if you're just hanging back. Concentration.
Also, just doesn't put any pressure on your opponent if you're hanging back when they have a huge setup.
Yeah.
Side out.
Probably the best right-handed kill we've seen from Bailey here in this
12,
first game.
serve 17.
She stayed with that shot off the right side wall and didn't try to overhit it, did exactly what she had to do. That's a
3-wall.
three-wall serve. For those watching handball
Second
shot,
serve.
maybe for the first time, the serve has to hit the front wall first. It can hit the side wall after the front wall, but it cannot hit three walls on the serve.
You can't hit 3 walls without bouncing.
Side out.
That's right.
Sometimes I wish you
17,
could, because
serves
there's a lot of
12.
good serves you can do hitting 3 walls in the air.
Well, you're actually penalizing the returner when the server hits the three-wall serve because it's an easy setup generally. If the server mishits that serve.
Side
Now
out.
it's Bailey with a fist kill.
Nice.
12, serve 17.
She can get on another run here. You never know. It is a game of streaks, especially the higher levels you get at. You see a lot of guys scoring 6 in a row, and somebody else will score 10.
Beautiful shot from Tracy.
That is
Side
a
out.
beauty.
That's
Really
a
good.
left-hand fist pass.
17, serves 12.
Bailey stuck on the left. Tracy just with a perfect. Amazing effort there from Bailey, but a great shot from Tracy to force the dive from Bailey Chandler.
Okay.
It's now Tracy
Okay, it's 18,
leading
12, okay?
18-12. I think we'll have a timeout here. This will be a 1-minute break. It was Tracy completely dominating early in this first game, Sean, taking a 16-5 lead. You saw Bailey come in and start serving a Z serve to Tracy's right hand. Didn't seem like the right play at the time, but she ended up reversing the momentum just a little bit. Scored 7 consecutive points to cut the lead to 16-12, and now it's Tracy who looks like she's back in control, leading 18-12 here in this first game, trying to book her spot in the finals of this women's only WPH Pro Stop.
You got to commend Bailey for realizing what she was doing wasn't working, and she mixed it up.
Okay, we got
Which is
time
an
in.
important lesson to remember.
You know, Sean,
And if something works, say you do a second serve that works, you know, a lot of players don't keep doing it. You know,
Right.
keep
We
doing
have
whatever's
18,
working, you got to keep doing it.
18,
it's as though they leave that
serves
serve
12.
in their bag only for the second serve, but there's nothing that stops you from hitting that as your first serve.
Just keep hitting until they do something with it.
Point.
Bailey completely misplaying Tracy Davis'
19,
power serve to the
serve
left.
12. Point.
That's Bailey's favorite shot. The left-hand kill from the short line.
Game point, serves 12.
20 serves 12.
You know, Sean, Tracy only hits the natural hop down the left as a player. Do you recognize that and just realize that it's coming and move a little bit more to your left to play for that hop?
Exactly.
Haven't seen any of her opponents make that adjustment yet.
Game.
There's a bad air to end the first game for
5
Bailey.
minutes.
It was Bailey getting off to a very slow start, mostly because of the great play of Tracy Davis. Made a slight comeback there in the middle of the first game to cut the lead to 16-12, but it's Tracy Davis closing out the first game, winning the last 5 points to win 21-12. We're going to take a quick break here from the WPH in Echelon. This is the WPH's women's only pro stop in beautiful Tucson, Arizona. This is David Fink alongside Sean Lang. We'll see you on the other side in 5 minutes.
Pro Stop brought to you by Ectalon. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Sean Linning. This is a women's semifinals match between Bailey Chandler and Tracy Davis. Bottom bracket semi. Sean Linning is the co-host of this event. Jeff Kastner doing the film work. Sean, you watch Bailey play. Is this pretty much one of the first couple times that you've seen her on the court?
This might be the first, besides yesterday.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She's pretty good.
She hits the ball hard, which is in women's handball terms means well, hard.
Yeah.
And
that's first step. If you got that, you can do a lot of things.
Got power. She can let the ball drop. She swings from the side, from the hip. You see a lot of
pretty good left.
Pretty good left hand also. Yeah. Obviously, she's been coached, but she only mustered up 12 points.
Only, that's pretty good. Tracy's no slouch, Dave.
Yeah, I agree with that. But what is she going to have to do here in the second game in order to get 9 more? Is it a serve? Command of the front court?
Maybe all it'll take is a better start, because she didn't get off to a slow start.
Okay.
Then it was about even, after that.
0-0.
Oh, we'll see what kind of rhythm this game gets in.
This is the second game, 2-21, tiebreaker to 11. There's the setup, Sean. That's that power you're talking about.
It's pretty good. Now, she didn't sit and wait for that one like she did that other. She kind of flowed with it a little bit, a little better. You don't want to sit and wait, we were telling our spectators.
Okay, I actually serve from a chair we bring into the court, so it's actually sitting and waiting.
But we're talking about back wall.
I try to do that as well. We put rollers on it for the back wall.
Scooter.
See, now this isn't that
reverse there.
This isn't a slow. It isn't a slow start here.
No, this is good.
This is the momentum you want.
This is good, and the people want to see tiebreakers. I do, at least.
Here at the TRC, tiebreaker equals happy hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's when they drop the prices. Oh.
Good again.
I believe that's, I thought it skipped. She thought it did too. Referee is Lupe Marquez from El Paso, Texas.
Long.
3 walls there.
Second serve.
Bailey Chandler's coach is Tommy Burnett.
Now this has become quite a popular serve.
Wow.
I like it for doubles.
Side out.
That's good power. But people really have taken a liking to that serve.
Now,
haven't you seen that a lot lately?
Yeah, in doubles especially, but why in doubles is it so much more effective?
Side out.
I don't know. It forces
4,
one of the guys to get out of position, pretty much no matter what.
They also have to make a choice, and if they don't
Yeah,
have good
there's a
communication, I've noticed at a lot of tournaments, a lot of players are playing with their doubles partner for the first or second time. They don't have a rhythm. Not everybody is Vince Munoz and Marco Chavez.
It's good to just say to your partner, pretty much no matter what, I'll take this ball, before they even serve. Then there's no confusion. One guy will just kind of chill out.
Side out.
That's not the shot that Bailey wanted to take right there.
0, serves 5.
Wow, 0-5 starting off the second game. Bailey Chandler in the lead. But when you're talking about good serves in top women's handball, Tracy Davis has it. That power serve down the right that's only a couple, or maybe 5-6 inches over the short line.
It's pretty effective. We see it there again. She really favors that serve down the right. She likes that one.
We're talking about Bailey's power, but Tracy's, like you said, no slouch.
2, serves
Those
5.
long arms, a lot of leverage. 2 serves 5.
And she's strong. She's been working out.
Second serve.
If your internet feed's a little fuzzy, kind of choppy, breaking up at home, you are not incorrect. Tracy Davis, those are her legs. She's not standing on stilts. It's true.
Point.
I know what you're thinking back home, but she has like the longest legs I've ever seen.
3, serves
She
5.
has to wear a white shirt just so you can see where her waist is.
2007.
Like a gazelle. Wow, look at that power right there from Bailey Chandler down the right wall.
5, serves 3.
Score is 5-3, second game. You're listening to the voice of Sean Linning doing color commentary. My name is Dave Vincent.
Good power there.
Nice dig, though, from Tracy.
Good offhands here. Oops.
Point.
I think Tracy realized she needed to wait for that ball. Really just got to wait for it to do its thing when it starts hitting all those funny bounces.
6, serve.
Take it as late as possible.
Now, the women are playing with the hard ball. And there have been a lot of skeptics out there that say when women's players play with the hard ball, the games aren't entertaining. But we've seen multiple 20 and 30 shot rallies, Sean, that have not really resulted in flub up, you know, hand airs at the end. As I was actually explaining that, there's sort of one that happened there. But that's what we call the announcer's curse. But it is entertaining even with a hard ball.
Oh, yeah. Nice shot by Tracy. I don't know if it was purposeful, but it's turned out well.
Actually, it was sort of like a big ball, one wall type shot with an open hand. Splat.
It's almost like she was fighting it off, but it worked out pretty well.
Tracy Davis serving to Bailey Chandler. Tracy wins the first one, 21-12. I love that shot right there. Bailey got a lot of points off Tracy on that deep ball down the back, and I'm telling you, if I think there's one weakness in Tracy's game, it's that power shot to the ceiling right there that comes off that back wall. She can't seem to change the direction of the ball coming off the back wall if it slices hard enough. But
Yeah,
Bailey wants to serve everything to that power of Tracy's.
the hardest shot for a, you know, maybe a one-wall player and four-wall is a high arcing back wall shot. Bailey's got the power where she can slam it off that ceiling.
Just out of the camera view there, but Tracy Davis tried to backhand that.
Right? No. That's a point.
Tracy was wanting a bad bounce off the back wall, but there are no bad bounce calls in this tournament. We're playing everything. This tremendous power right there.
Right out.
Now, when we look at your game, and I've watched a lot of your stuff on video and also played against you, with you, idolized you, worshipped you, have your poster in my bedroom.
And you've won a tournament with me, Dave.
I've won a tournament
Well,
with
it
you.
was only a national champion. no
Well, I
big
mean,
deal.
you know, when you win a national championship, it means something. But
Little specials.
when you take like the most unorthodox shots, and how did you develop that sort of stand-up, straight-up approach to hitting a ball? And can you even teach it to anybody, do you think? That sort of shoot from the hip type thing that you do.
I have a hard time explaining any shot to a beginner. I'm not much of a coach. You just kind of do it after a point. But I think you get funny shots when you're playing against 60-year-olds. When you're, you know, 12, you get a little bored. You start doing some
Trickery.
funny stuff to keep you entertained. Really, that's what it comes down to, I think. I used to pick a shot and just practice it for, you know, a week, 2 weeks. Pretty much every time the ball came to me, I'd go for that shot, whether it be a left wall, front wall kill, or whatever, from any position. And pretty soon, they start falling. Then you move on to a different shot. Then you have that one in your arsenal, by golly.
Well, I tried it at the age of 8 years old. Okay, 38. That would just be, you know, maybe a year ago. It was that shot that comes up about foot fault line after your serve. Ball comes to you and it bounces right at the short, and then you just kind of flip it with your left. And I kept trying to do that. How you would just like hit it into the, you know, kill shot there. And I end up having to go to the doctor because I like blew out my humerus muscle on my deltoid. And he said, what are you doing that's making this muscle?
What's Dave Vincent without his humorous muscle?
Not
much.
I know, but seriously.
Come on, you got to have it.
And I just said, you know, that, and every time I do that and I feel like some kind of pain there, I go, damn that Sean Lenny. I make the fist like Paul Brady trying to sell that short call at the World. You know?
The Irish fist bump is
Yes,
what
I
you're
did
referring to?
yeah, that. And I was like, darn you, Sean Lenny. I actually say it out loud. And there's a couple times that it'll actually execute it, you know. So then I actually still say the same thing.
So is it worth it, Dave?
I
guess
don't know.
is
I
what
mean,
the question is.
after I made it, it was worth it. It's a nice power serve right there from Bailey.
Straightened out nicely down the wall there.
Point.
She just touches the front wall there.
Now, if I was Bailey playing Tracy, I'd be shooting the ball a lot.
11.
But would
Tracy-
you be wearing a skirt?
Yeah, duh. Of course I would.
Now, you say you'd be shooting the ball. Is it because you don't feel Tracy goes up enough?
Yeah,
Up front?
and there's quicker players. She's long, which helps her a lot, but she's not terribly quick. I would shoot it, and it's just hard to re-kill the ball, you know? She does have some nice dumps up front, but I'd take my chances.
Play it over. Play it
Oh,
over.
avoidable.
Sorry about that.
Boy, boy, gotta. That's hard to watch,
11-3.
folks. That's an avoidable hinder. That's classic. Wouldn't you say, Dave?
Yeah,
I mean,
don't-
there's nothing wrong with calling avoidable. First
No,
of all,
yeah, you're right. I mean, referees
things
have no
happen.
problem calling foot faults and short balls, and which are just as insulting sometimes when they're wrong.
yeah.
But for some reason, it's like an avoidable is like a bad word in handball terms, but yet
Yes.
they're just afraid to call it. Now, funny thing is, the weird thing about avoidables is you never really call them in practice. Yet, well, I know you do. You call them against you call them against the 60-year-olds, but you never really call them in practice. And I think that's what happens when you get to a tournament. It just kind of leaks over like, oh well, it's a gentleman's game, and yet.
Right.
And I think that's the reason why avoidables are never really called in an actual match, although they happen maybe 2 or 3 times in an actual game in a tournament, and people don't know the rule enough to you know, allow it to be called for some reason.
Yeah.
I like it when the guy you're playing with, or in my case, since I'm in the age brackets now, the guy or the girl, or depending on who you're playing with, they'll just call it when they know it's a hinder. I like when I
I
play.
love that move.
Yeah,
It's a good move.
that's an avoidable. I'm sorry. I mean,
That's an avoidable. I don't even want to look at you right now.
yeah,
I'm embarrassed.
this is bad. I'm just
Here,
going to walk
take this
back.
point. Take 2 points.
I hit a ball today that was about 2 inches high, roll out, and I was going for a ceiling, and I just told him I hit my wrist even though I didn't, because I was upset with myself. Is that normal?
Well,
Is that a normal tournament move? That's like, you know, that's like Carlos Pena hitting a home run and saying that it was off the end of his bat, and, you know,
Right.
sorry, I'm
well,
just
it's
gonna-
exactly the same. Dave.
Yeah, it is. Happens. But you know, you're talking about Tracy coming up front. I thought there was a little screen or hinder there.
Yeah,
But-
could have been.
Tracy, you know, being in the backcourt, having to run forward might not be a strong part of her game, but when she's up in that foot fault area, commanding center court, she is absolutely amazing. One of the top
Yeah, she
players.
is.
Her and Megan Mihalis have to be. There's a foot fault called from the ref.
Now, after this match, don't we have the other semifinals? Jennifer Hinman, is that correct, versus Megan Mihalis?
I
believe
you're-
so.
I believe you're right.
She beat Danielle from New York, Jennifer Hinman, that is. Danielle's got some skills herself, especially for a one-wall player. Still getting used to the back wall.
I think Danielle is sort of like a J Gall. Has really good form with her left hand and seems like she should be winning everything.
11 serves 4.
11 serves 4. Is that what I hear, or is it 7-4?
Point.
That's
Well-
that serve that she started late the second game that got her all those points.
It's 12 serves 4 here. Second game, Bailey Chandler serving to Tracy Davis. Bailey's really strong with that left hand.
She loves it.
Point.
She
Is
loves setting
Tracy
up with that
wearing your
left.
shoes right now? The old ones that you used to have?
Yes.
I saw her sliding there a little bit, like she's playing on a clay surface. It's not like I sit around watching what type of shoes you wear, but I kind of do. Can we explain what happened to you, the pizza in your shoes?
Well,
I mean, I don't want to. It
sensitive
actually
subject,
helped. Actually, it helped you win.
because I was fired up.
Yeah.
Is that why?
I know you like your 5 cheeses and all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sean Lenning in Minnesota last weekend decided to take his game to a new level. and he ordered out without really knowing it. Sean Lenny bought a pair of new shoes, and while you went up to the front of the cafe, I went and stuck a couple pieces of pizza in your shoes, thinking that you would put them on courtside and not really realize it, not realizing that really when you came back to order your food, you would sit down and try on your new shoes while I was sitting at the table, which means that you caught me.
I'm kind of glad I did, because I got to put that pizza right in your face.
And you threw it at me, and it hurt, and then I ate it because I'm fat.
12 serves 4.
Score is 12-4, second game. It was Bailey Chandler losing the first one 21-12 versus Tracy Davis here. Winner is in the finals. That ball makes the front wall. Bailey doesn't think
Bailey
it's good.
doesn't look ready after that one. I don't understand what happened there. She must have thought it skipped.
4 serves 12.
4 serves 12. That's another thing I would like to talk to you about here.
See how she kind of flowed with that back wall setup? Kind of flowed with it, didn't stop and wait. You know, it's important.
12 serves
You're right.
That
4.
was textbook.
That might be the most important thing if somebody could learn that, and that is, like you said, floating with the ball. Move your feet with the ball.
Yeah.
Get your body going.
Like Wata, like Bruce Lee.
Point.
But going back to that play where Bailey felt that that ball didn't make it to the
13
front wall,
serves 4.
we always tell people in handball, don't hit a dead ball. But then when it gets to a tournament like this, they say, well, play everything. It's very confusing for a player to, want to try to play the game where they feel like they're being a gentle lady or a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And then also follow the rules too and play everything and wait for the ref to make the call, because the ref then sees them playing the ball and says, wait a second, I thought it wasn't good, but I'm going to go ahead and let them play because they're playing it. And it becomes kind of a weird catch-22.
14 serves 4.
That is correct. That was a good shot by Bailey there. The rally ender. Left-handed sidewall, front wall. That was nice.
Point.
Tracy had time to get her big right hand on that. I think she probably should have. Would have taken an extra couple steps, but she would be serving.
That ball does not make the front wall.
Bailey's found a little groove here.
16 serves 4.
Score is 16-4. Bailey Chandler from Springfield, Missouri, coached by Tommy Burnett. She's actually a kindergarten teacher, I
Fourth
believe.
grade
Fourth
teacher.
grade, sorry. I went to school twice.
Side
Forgot
out.
my coat.
Timeout, Tracy.
There is a timeout call. You're watching the WPH production of the Ectalon women's only pro stop. And when we said that originally, people thought, Sean, that, well, this is only women are going to be here, but it's in conjunction with the Yes to Kids handball tournament that's been going on for so many years, and you've been a past winner of this tournament in the men's open division or the men's pro division many times, and you are a kid yourself. I know that you're only 25, but deep down your mentality is probably about, what, 9 years old, 9. So you are still part of the Yes to Kids program in sort of a, kind of a retro way.
Well, I like to mingle with the youngsters.
Yeah.
It's kind of my influence.
Yeah, I mean, but you've been around this group. You're kind of what we would say a Yes to Kid kid, but sort of adopted kid. A stepchild, sort of a redheaded stepchild of the Yes to Kids program.
Yeah.
And you've
Thanks,
been here,
Dave.
but without the red hair or hair. But that's not really the point I'm getting at.
What are you getting
It's just that you've been here for many years and you've been in this program and you've seen what goodness has been done. And talking about a strong handball organization down here in Tucson,
4 serves 16.
do you feel that it could be done in a lot of other areas? Is it just unique to Tucson that we've got the right group of people here? I mean, I looked at
That
the
helps,
entry.
certainly.
It does help, and I looked at the entry here. We have 80 out of the 103 that have entered the tournament. 80 are in their 20s or younger.
That's cool.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
People that say that handball's dead or handball's not alive, I mean, just in the last week, over 45 kids that were under the age of 19 entered this tournament in the last week or so. So they're
Nice.
they're out there everywhere.
Serves 4.
And we're
Just
also
wanting to play, wanting a venue, you know.
yeah, talking to Tommy Little, one of your buds up there in the Midwest.
Tommy's the man.
He's the best guy ever. He's doing a never have ever played handball tournament. It might be the first of its kind.
Oh,
A
cool.
whole tournament of players that have never even put on gloves. And hopefully we'll get kind of how Tommy's going to run that. But that's the sort of thing that's good marketing.
Yeah, it is.
That's where Tracy's powerful up there at that short line. Smart play from Tracy right there. Here's a huge setup for her. And a hand air off the bottom of the hand.
She really let it fly, though. She took a big
17
swing.
serves 4.
17-4, Bailey Chandler leading here in game number 2. You're listening to the voice of Sean Lenning.
Point.
I was going to ask you at 19-4 here, does it upset you to hear the nickname of the Freak, or are you okay with that? Seattle Kid, Hatback, the
Should
Freak.
I be okay with that?
I mean, I think the
guess I'm
Freak's
okay
great.
with
I
that.
mean, it's, you know, you make the freakiest shots.
Well, thank you.
I don't. Yeah. See, now it is a compliment when you say it like that.
I'll take it as
When
a
someone calls you a
compliment.
freak, and then all of a sudden you're like, hold on, wait a second.
Well, it's better than weirdo, which I get a lot. I prefer freak.
4 serves 18.
It's better than the hey you quit looking through my window, which I get a lot of, but only when it's not raining. Don't want to mess up the duds. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
There's that high arcing ceiling ball. Once again, Dave.
there it is. It happened
effective.
3 times in this match,
18 serves
and every time it's
4.
been a point. 18-4, or a side out.
Point. 19 serves 4. Side out.
Kind of flat-footed on that one.
It's a nice sight.
Now,
4 serves 19.
4 serves 19, beautiful Tucson, Arizona, where the temperature is about 78 degrees. The sights and sounds outside of the Tucson Racket Club. Look at that shot going for it there.
Point. Okay, change gloves.
And there's going to be a glove change call. And we are going to go to Dave Fink, who is sideline reporting right now for us. Hopefully Dave has that microphone, but alongside me is Sean Lenning, and Dave is court side. Dave, are you with us? Just
It's the age factor of Bailey Chandler in her early 20s, has enough energy and enough stamina here, Dave, to keep building in this match and keep getting stronger, while it's Tracy Davis who's fading fast here in this second game. You certainly don't want to count Tracy out, but from courtside here, Dave, it's Bailey, the much fresher of the two, hitting the ball a lot harder, moving a lot better, with the exception of a couple errors here at the end of this second game. This second game would be over, Dave, and we'd be headed to a tiebreaker.
okay, Dave, you know, Sean's with us here, and I don't know if you know this, but Tracy does run every single morning. And you're talking about stamina and, you know, the age difference. Do you feel, Sean, and Dave's still listening right now, that because Tracy goes out and keeps herself in top shape, that she can come back against Bailey Chandler? Or do you feel that the Bailey's, with having that age difference here?
I think Tracy's experienced enough to come out, you know, full of energy in the tiebreaker. I think she'll be fine.
Dave, up there in the stands, or where are you in the balcony right now?
I'm actually up top, Dave, standing right next to our referee, Lupe Marquez.
Did you ask Lupe about that avoidable hinder that wasn't called?
Well, he looked at me, he said that wasn't avoidable. I said, yes, it was. Why don't you call it?
Laughing loud here.
So, and then what did he say?
Well, he just sort of shrugged and said, well, I missed it. I said, well, it's actually not too late. It just happened 2 seconds ago.
And then you said, okay, well, We kind of thought that happened because I heard him talking about it, and I guess it was you who he was talking to. So in this next little set here, I was sitting here talking to Sean. We're watching some of the things that Tracy does great. When she gets up about that dotted line, Dave, her power seems to increase about 10 miles an hour. But she's not very good with her left hand, especially off of ceiling balls coming off the back wall. Yet Bailey is still serving that serve to her right hand. What do you think the philosophy Bailey is having?
That is surprising that Bailey's not exploiting Tracy's left a little bit more. We're seeing Tracy try and take too many balls with her right hand. She's running herself into the left side wall and actually jamming herself on a lot of these ceiling shots. That's why you're not seeing them coming back. I'm surprised that you don't see Bailey serving more to Tracy's left, but she's had a lot of success starting from the big first game deficit she faced serving to Tracy's right hand, so she seems to be sticking with that, and it's certainly working here.
5 serves, 18.
Okay, we heard the score, 5 serves, 18. Dave, we're going to leave your microphone up.
There's that high arcing ceiling ball. This time Tracy brings it back, but it's a big setup for Bailey, and Bailey very flat-footed there, got herself way out in front of that back wall shot and shanked it.
7 serves, 18. You're hearing the voice of Dave Fink, who's up in the balcony right now.
That's the second tomahawk left corner kill we've seen from Tracy, Dave. It's a crowd pleaser.
Well, we heard the crowd going completely berserk through the open door here at the TRC, Dave. Down below you. I'm sure you felt the thunder from your feet.
I felt it.
Sean felt it. We're outside. Dave, you're directly above that roaring crowd, and I'm telling you, Doug Clark's banging the back wall and saying "baby" and all that other stuff that he's doing. Although he doesn't realize at this point in the evening that Abe is not playing.
Possible game point, serve 7.
It's now Dave, game point, serving 7 here.
This would force a tiebreaker. Bailey losing the first one. That's a tough shot for Tracy Davis. Dave, thanks for coming in and giving us that analysis from the upper deck in the cheap seats, the nosebleed section.
I actually paid for this seat.
Well, thank you for, thank you. You mean the trust fund paid for it, or? Sorry, I had to say that. But no, I'm actually not. We're going to come back to you in just a second. I'm going to talk to Sean just a little bit, but I'm turning off your microphone. Is that all right?
That'll be great.
That's Dave Fink up in the balcony. Sean, we're going to take a quick time out here, but what is Tracy now going to have to do to turn around this momentum?
Just get that energy up. Get that confidence back.
Nothing.
That's it.
More methodical. You're just saying it's all energy and confidence, right? Just taking command of the right.
She's got the skills. She's got the shot. She just needs to find that psychological part of her game. She needs to get excited. Go out there, probably hit it for a minute before the game starts. Just start banging it, hitting it hard. She started kind of pushing it towards the end there, which is what you tend to do when you're behind. You lose that kind of fiery mentality about you.
So that's it. She needs to have a little bit more fire and desire. Dave Fink, what do you think Tracy's now going to have to do to fend off Bailey Chandler here in this tiebreaker?
Well, certainly agree with Sean. She does need that energy, but it's been Bailey who's taken that energy away from Tracy. She's completely taken Tracy out of the front court, and it's neutralized all of her power and her offense. Unless Tracy can get herself back into that front court position, she'll be stuck back in this left corner where we've seen her struggle throughout the entire second game. If she keeps herself in that back left corner, the energy will stay low, and I think Bailey will go on to cruise in this tiebreaker and book her spot in the final. If Tracy's able to get that serve going, Dave, and maintain that front court position, you'll see her building her momentum. Her energy will come back, as will her power, and it could be Tracy who replicates the first game victory and takes this match in the tiebreaker.
You are watching the Women's Pro Stop here, sponsored by Echelon and the World Players of Handball in conjunction with the Yes to Kids program. If you are on the net now, and we know you are, please go to thehandballstore.com and purchase your WPH All Access Pass membership. Get your video pass and watch live internet access and webcasting that we have provided, plus on-demand videos. You can even watch a video or two of Sean Linning and Dave Fink as they are uploaded to the net for your viewing pleasure. Plus, we also have other DVDs and some cool other trinkets to give you, including the Dave Chapman Instructional Handball Disc, which is available at thehandballstore.com. It was Bailey Chandler losing the first game 21-12. Second game, though, she comes back and defeats Tracy Davis, the number 2 seed, by the score of 21-7, and then that forces the 11-point tiebreaker. We have Dave Fink up in the balcony now looking down at the players like he mostly does with everybody who walks this earth. And then we have Sean Linning, who is to the right of me. Sean is the Seattle Kid, Hatback, the Freak. And I was going to come up with another one, but I knew it was going to be offensive. Sean Linning is the Seattle Drum School major.
Well, I own about 6 shirts, Dave, so you're bound to see a couple of them.
You're going to see it in a tournament at least 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, you change at least 18 times in a tournament, so you're going to see that one at least 3. So we have Sean Linning here in the studio as well. We're sitting here somewhat courtside. I'd say we're about 20 feet away from the court that you're looking at now as we are getting ready for the conclusion of the semifinals. This is the women's only pro stop. Have you ever heard anything? I guess the Women's Classic that the USHA does is similar to this. And really the whole purpose for this, Dave Fink, is?
It's to expose these great women athletes, Dave, and to put them on the showcase and on the marquee. And that's what we're seeing here. They're living up to everything that we've expected to see here, Dave. It's amazing athleticism, incredible skill here from all the ladies in this event, particularly our semifinalists, Dave. We're watching the first semifinal here. We'll watch Jen Hinman, who defeated Danielle Daskalakis in a tiebreaker in our next semifinal match against the number 1 seed, Megan Michilos.
And Dave's right, you know, it does expose the top women, Sean. We've had the Kansas City Pro Stop, which was a 3-wall tournament. We did not have a women's division there. Minnesota last week did not have a women's division. And we decided, there's also another one that did not have a women's division. Which one am I missing, Mr. Fink? I know you have this memorized.
Actually, it was the Detroit Pro Stop.
Detroit with USHA did not. They actually had it, but there's some issues there. And so what we felt was that we'll just do a women's pro stop here to honor the ladies of the game. Okay, and so we gave them gift bags that were full of Victoria's Secret fixins, I guess you would call it, with oils and perfume and candies and chocolate, and then we had jewelry and stuff like that. That was a part of a gift bag, plus fun socks. I don't know if you're into fun socks. That's the ones that you run and slide on in the wood floor of your house down there off of Cold.
Like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise. Yeah, right off Craycroft, where you live on the east side.
Yes, sir.
Where the tarantulas live, and the swimming pool you have in the
I
backyard.
saw one just the other day, Dave.
And so anyway, that's the gift bag, and it was sponsored by Victoria's Secret and the WPH, plus Starbucks gift cards as well. So that was part of that. Then we have the manicure and pedicure that they're getting today, and then some sun
We're gonna
tanning.
see some nice nails, Dave.
Yeah, and then what else we do? Massage table all day long.
Yeah, I saw that up there.
Yeah.
Dave, you actually had a shift out there on the massage table. I saw you working on Jen Hinman out there during her 30-minute massage.
Yeah, they actually asked me if I could be part of that massage table, but then I noticed they had a weight limit of 280 pounds, so I was unable to actually get worked on. The lady actually, she tried to get in there and kind of worked, what she thought was like a tough spot there, and I asked her if she's ever done time, because it really hurt. But that's a different story altogether. We're trying to pamper the women is what I'm trying to get at here. Pedicure, manicure, massage table, special gift bags that were like $30 a piece in that gift bag, Sean. I mean, you go to tournaments and it's always skewed toward the guys. So the women all got women's shirts with their names on the back.
Dave,
and,
I hate to interrupt you. It's such a great story, but I'm standing alongside Danielle Daskalakis. Danielle, an amazing tournament that you played here, losing in the quarterfinals to Jen Hinman in an 11-3 tiebreaker. Talk about what that match meant to you and what it means to you to be here at a prestigious event like this in Tucson, Arizona.
It was really, it was a really good experience playing like a top player. Because I've played in some 4-wall tournaments, but never against top pro girls. So it was big assessment, and it showed me what I needed to work on.
how does an event like this compare to some of the one-wall events that you won? I know that you've won the Mayor's Cup the last 2 years. You're a semifinalist at the one-wall nationals. What's it like dealing with the pressure of a four-wall match where you're not quite as comfortable compared to the one-wall scene where you've grown up and you've established yourself as one of the elite players?
Well, it's like restarting everything over. Like, I was so nervous going into this, and I haven't felt like that since like I first started in one wall. I mean, I'm still nervous when I go to one wall, but I just couldn't even calm myself at first.
Real quickly, Daniel, I know you're checking out the action here. What do you think Tracy needs to do here in the tiebreaker to reverse the momentum? She lost that second game 21-7. It looked like she had the match under control.
I think Tracy, if anything, when you're a great server, you can run out points like it's nothing. I think Tracy just needs to capitalize on her serve and just shoot the ball when she can.
Well, this is
Danielle Daskalakis. Thank you very much, Danielle. Back to you, Dave.
And that was one of the serves right there, Sean Lenny. Thank you, Dave Fink, giving us that live report from the balcony. That was a serve that set up the next shot for Tracy, a big setup off the back wall. There's a screen call. And it's exactly what Danielle Daskalakis said. You were talking about momentum, but one way to cool the momentum is having a couple quick serves right out of the gate.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another big setup. It's all because of that serve. And you'd have to think with Tracy's past, and there's another shot right there from Tracy Davis, but her past, and she's won multiple national championships, playing in tiebreakers is no big deal to her. She almost embraces it.
Good pick by Bailey.
Ooh, and then Bailey squelches one in the left corner. Dave Fink,
good.
we're going to keep your microphone up.
You see that emotion from Tracy Davis. She's usually so composed. She really wants to win this match. She's come out firing here in this tiebreaker and upset with herself there after losing that rally, giving Bailey that setup, and now it's Tracy earning a quick side out. Dave, we will have an interview with the winner of this match immediately following the conclusion on the court.
For those that just tuned in, no, you're not watching golf. That is Dave Fink upstairs in the balcony. Tracy Davis doing the splits. She's the only person that can do the splits and still be standing straight up. It's not an insult. She just has long legs. See, those sounds that you're hearing right there is hitting the lights up above, and you've played here locally. They just replay those here. But now without the bad bounce call, everything's being played. It's all equal, so to speak. It is until it happens to you.
Exactly.
Hey, you'd cry too if it happened to you. That's a nice shot right there from...
Actually, just a big miss hit from Tracy. And now it's Tracy taking a timeout. I'm surprised to see that call. Tracy started off well here in the tiebreaker, and she seems a little bit hard on herself here. Dave, I've never even seen Tracy show any emotion already. We've seen sort of pumping herself up, hitting herself on the leg, and very difficult to determine what's going to happen here in this tiebreak.
Well, I seen Tracy actually display that emotion once when her Jay-Z album started skipping in the Pontiac.
Such a
But what? I mean, I've read the status updates. Sean Linning is in the booth with me here. Upstairs we have Dave Fink. It's Tracy Davis here in the tiebreaker with Bailey Chandler. Sean, you know, you're watching the start of the second or the third game here. And Tracy did have the momentum, but now all of a sudden she's, you know, we see this with some players where they get a little upset with themselves or a little mental. You know, I hate to quote other players, but recently we were watching Chip Morales in Minnesota, excuse me, in the Jake Plummer event, which you didn't see. He's playing against Luis Moreno, and he starts getting mad at himself, and he's up 9-4 in a tiebreaker against Luis, and then it completely falls apart. You don't understand what some players go through mentally. I know sometimes it's very difficult.
Well,
And
Dave,
we don't
Dave,
know.
Sean and I talked about that during the last match. It's really psychological warfare in there. It's you against your opponent and yourself, but mostly yourself.
And if the ref starts making bad calls, sometimes you feel it's the ref that you're against, or he's against you, or she's against you. But I don't see any bad calls from the ref. I think Tracy just regrouping here.
Bailey looks a little bit tight to me right now, Dave. She's not moving all that well, and she's a little bit stiff with her swings.
Yeah, but you're exactly right. When you get tight, Sean, you start hitting the ball down the middle. And
you start pushing it is what you do.
And you
instead
saw her
of just letting it loose.
Yeah, she did that, but then Tracy missed her next shot, so they both look like they might be a little tight here.
Yeah, it was exciting.
By the way, the gallery is packed, Dave. I don't know what it's upstairs, what stage group that you have going on up there, but downstairs, it's easily right at the fire code, which is about 257 people.
And you can hear them through the brick wall here.
Yeah, it's just a rumble. Kind of strange. Dave, what do you have up there?
I'm packed in here like a sardine.
In a crushed tin can.
It feels like it.
Dave is like in a subway in Japan right now, but upstairs, I mean, is not a very conducive place to watch here at the club. Downstairs, not much better. Our webcast gallery outside, where we're doing this off of a TV monitor, has never seen more people ever, Sean. This breaks an actual record of people tuned in behind us, around us.
30?
I'm thinking it's more like Ryan Seacrest outside at the American Idol. I mean, it's just hundreds of people out here.
It's what we'd call a mob scene for sure.
It's like TRL.
They're keeping it quiet though, which is very interesting outside. They're respecting our balance. Which is,
Three
nice.
serves 2 here.
We're going to 11.
Sean, how often do you see it where a player wins the first game, loses the second game badly, looks like they're completely out of sorts, and they come back and just dominate the tiebreaker?
It happens, but would you agree that more often than not, whoever wins the second game wins the tiebreaker? Do you think that's
Actually,
accurate?
our stats show that 63% of the time, the winner of the first game goes on to win the match when the match goes to a tiebreaker. That courtesy of Gene Kastner.
Yes, but 51% of the time before 7 p.m. Pacific, Dave. I don't know why the...
See, now you're just lying. I'm actually reading facts.
I'm just going off a text that I got from Gene. She's over with you. I do most of my work off a cell phone, so...
That's a good return. Really good.
Nice.
And
That's a great return right there, and it's just
that's
a miss
good
hit.
try.
Wow. Amazing hands back there, but how amazing is it when you miss?
Well, that was about a half an inch from being a great shot.
That's a good shot there from Tracy.
Well, you see Tracy really spreading out there, Dave. She took control of the front court by spreading out those long arms and legs and powered the ball down the right wall.
Tracy Davis serving here in the booth. We have Sean Linning. Dave Fink is up in the balcony trying to see the match next to the referee Lupe Marquez.
Good pick from Bailey. Good serve.
Ooh, I thought that was a setup for Tracy. Bailey's just missing her shot up there, Dave. Is it at her feet?
5 serves 3.
Well, those are actually very difficult shots. Tracy is pushing her back to the back wall. Bailey just trying to get those balls back. So what looks like attempted kill shots are really just Bailey trying to return the ball. You see, this is what I mentioned, Dave, between games. If Tracy was able to retake control of the front court, she would be able to reestablish her momentum and her energy, and that's what's happened here thus far in the tiebreak.
Here's a huge setup for Tracy. She goes for it, and she gets the hand air from Bailey Chandler, who, that is a tense shot right there when you see somebody use the open hand in that position. Bailey could have popped that to the ceiling. She could have opened her hand and maybe tried to slide that down the left wall, but instead she just makes the hand air, Sean.
This makes me think this experience might be a factor here. You know, Tracy's the kind of calmer, more confident player right now. That could be attributed to, you know, more tiebreaker tournament experience.
Maybe more.
That has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, big stage experience. All that stuff really does help. And, you know, for those that don't realize how big that is, Dave, you've been in a lot of tiebreaker losses.
Thank you.
You know what I'm talking about. It's when you get in there, you just say, hey, comfortably, I've been here before. This is no big deal to me.
Well, uncomfortably, when you've gone on to lose almost every tiebreak you've ever played, you just assume that position as well.
When Dave enters a tournament, he is very calm and collected because he knows.
He knows the outcome.
The outcome of that devastating tiebreaker loss in the round of 8.
It doesn't even bother you anymore, does it, Dave?
I wouldn't say that, but it's not unexpected.
Serves 3.
Score is 6-3. This is Tracy Davis serving to Bailey Chandler here in the tiebreaker.
She really needs to make Tracy earn her points here. She can't afford to skip a ball. Miss it.
Very easy opportunity for Bailey to earn the side out. Left that ball way up in the left corner, and Tracy takes care of it.
Why did she go to the corner there? She had the right side completely open, Dave.
I actually thought that was the right shot. She just left it too high, and now it's Tracy just boat racing her way to the final here.
Well, the guys with the stencils are actually putting the writing on the wall. They're getting ready to. They're lined up outside the court.
Well, up here in the gallery, Dave, it's actually, you can see them working on it. So they've actually started with stencil.
What do you see? How does it spell out? Truss. Are you seeing the first name? Is it
Truss?
Is it on the wall?
They're
Dave?
actually just putting the score in right now. They've got 11 dash.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
9 serves 3.
Come on, I don't know.
It's 9-3 with Tracy. I guess the writing is pretty much on the wall here.
Oh, it's a game of streaks. You never know. Let's see.
Well, the writing was on the wall when you were facing Luis in Minnesota, and actually you came back and scored 6 straight points to win that one to go to the finals just last week there, Sean. And
I'm a lucky guy.
Dave made the announcement that the writing was on the wall. And so I actually wrote it down on the scorecard that Luis won that match, and then you came around and we had to actually take the writing off the wall. Dave Fink is going to go courtside, I believe, here, or he's going to get
Dave,
ready.
I'm just getting myself in position.
Okay, it's very tough for that group down there. They have a lot of young guys down there, which is very interesting because they've got a fan club that travels around and watches Tier 3 sports.
Once the writing starts being put on the wall, Dave, that's when you as a sideline reporter start to head down courtside for the post-match interview.
That's usually the indication.
Well, that's what Dave Chapman did to me against Luis in the second game when I was down 16-20. He started getting his gloves, prancing around outside the court.
Did it
And
hurt
just
your
fired
feelings?
me right up.
Yeah, it
and I
did.
told him so.
Oh,
I
well,
actually thanked him.
Football.
maybe he can go to the Lilac Open and, you know, just go put his gloves on there and motivate you
Second serve.
to beat John Hohall. Sorry. Tracy Davis serving here to Bailey Chandler. This is the tiebreaker. Huge setup at
Screen. I like to see a screen call.
Bailey had the
Bailey
setup
with
there,
just
and
an incredible miss there.
Tracy now forges her way to the finals to face the winner of the next match between Jennifer Hinman and Megan Mihalos. She now wins the tiebreaker here, Tracy Davis. Let's go to Dave Fink, who is going to get a quick interview. Hopefully Dave can get Tracy back on the court, and in front of that camera, standing at about the dotted line would be perfect, but I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Tracy, Dave, don't forget, is sponsored by Echelon, and she is courtside with you, Dave.
That's right, Dave. Thank you. I'm here with our winner here in the semifinals. You're our first finalist here at the WPH Women's Only event. Tracy, I know you're sponsored by Echelon. What does it mean to you, Tracy, now that you've been the top player in one wall, you're now the top player in three wall, and now here you are in four wall in the finals of consecutive pro stops?
It kind of mixed feelings here. Like, you know, even though I made it to the finals, I still feel like I have a lot to work on in my game. So I'm very happy to make the finals. And in my head, I'm just like, you got to work on this. You still got to work on that. You know, she's a great player. I think she has much better skills than I do. I just happen to maybe win on being athletic or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I'm just going to try my best tomorrow. And
what does it mean to you, Tracy, now to be one of the top four-wall players? I know that was one of the reasons you moved out here to Tucson about a year and a half ago. We've seen your game go to a completely another level. You know, in four-wall, you've always been known as the top outdoor player, one of the top outdoor players, but now that you're establishing yourself as one of the top four-wall players, how satisfying is that for you, moving all the way here from New York City to accomplish that goal?
It's pretty satisfying to me. I definitely feel the improvement. I know I have improved. I still feel like I have a lot more to work on, but it does mean a lot to me to kind of made my way kind of sort of into the four-wall foray, you know, if you will. So I'm very satisfied, you know, but I still feel like, you know, I'm still going to work on it and still just try my best to get better. So
Now we've got our next semifinal match, Jen Hinman taking on Megan Mihalos. I know you've played both of these ladies a number of times. Will you stick around and watch this? Will you root for one of the players that you'd rather face in the finals, or is that something that you'll just sort of watch and take your notes and get ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch, take my notes, get ready for tomorrow. They're both very competitive and very strong players. So Megan is, she has more of a streak with the wins. But you can't ever count Jennifer out. She's such a good player. She's always getting better too, and she hustles. She just doesn't, 21 is when she says die. So it's going to be a good match.
Great, thank you so much, Tracy, and congratulations on your win. We'll look forward to this next match. Dave, back to you.
Thank you very much. That's Dave Fink courtside with Tracy Davis, who just defeated Bailey Chandler in a very tight tiebreaker. We have Sean Linning here. Sean, we're getting ready for that match between Megan Mihalos and Jennifer Hinman, which the winner of that one is going to face Trey Day tomorrow in this big, huge women's pro stop.
Ginormous.
It's ginormous. Now we have this match coming up, and what are your thoughts between Megan? You know that Jennifer Hinman comes in as an underdog here. She has to defeat Megan, who has a really cool style of serving and shooting, and Dave Fink absolutely hates that term when I say that serve and shoot thing. But can you explain a little bit, because Dave has the headset on. I'm not going to turn his mic on, but can you explain what that means if I say serve and shoot?
Serve and shoot. That's a mentality right there more than anything. It's just trying to get that good serve and just being ready to pounce. Basically, it's about being ready to pounce, Mr. Fink.
So there is a term that does mean something.
I think so.
I guess I couldn't explain
the term.
I couldn't explain it to him, and it's been like 3 years. And I think you
maybe
just
it's a
summed it up.
mindset more than anything.
Well, Megan has that mindset, but she's not afraid to go up to the roof.
That's true.
Jennifer Hinman, on the other hand, has a really good serve, but she's also a grinder out there.
She likes to grind.
She likes to grind, and she'll ground and pound with you. And she actually wants you to get into her game like that. So we're going to see a battle here, but Megan is a very difficult player to face. We're going to come up with that match in about 15 minutes from now. We're going to take a break courtside here at the TRC for Dave Fink and Sean Linning and Jeff Kastner. My name is Dave Vincent. You're watching the WPH Echelon Women's Only Pro Stop and Y2K Tournament here in Tucson, Arizona at WPHLive.tv.